G'day, g'day. Welcome back to Nick Learns Thai. I'm Nick. Thought it was about time for an update. I've been trying to find the time recently, but just been really busy, so sorry about the long wait. But yeah, I wanted to give an update on my Thai learning over the last several months and what I'm doing at the moment. So I've been really busy in my life over the last, where are we now? It's February, so at least sort of 4 or 5 months. I had heaps of plans about what I was going to do kind of in this period and going forward, but I sort of haven't really had much time to launch into them. So just going to sort of talk about the things I have been able to hang on to and sort of what I'm doing right now. And then perhaps when I get some time, that's a bit dark. Once I get some time, I'll do another update or whatever about getting into that some of those other plans that I had previously. So things I have been able to hang on to are my daily reading habit and my daily vlog habit. So as a refresher, the daily reading, I've been doing at least 20 minutes of Thai reading per day for, must be coming up on 500 days now. So that's been really successful, that habit that I've built there. And I've got videos elsewhere about that, but basically the thing I did there was I got an accountability partner. So another person who likes reading, and it happens to be a Thai person. So she's reading English, practicing English reading. I'm practicing my Thai reading. We've got a spreadsheet together and we track, the time reading each day and whether we met our daily goal. And then we chat about it from time to time as well. Like, what are you reading now? What am I reading? And every now and then we can ask each other questions as well, like, I didn't understand this passage, can you explain this to me, etc. So it's been really successful as a habit to keep me doing that. Even with being really busy, I've still kept up that habit. And then the other one, again, is also a streak type of habit with my daily vlog. So I started doing that just kind of on a whim, just an idea I had to do like a vlog about, like, originally the idea was, I was thinking out loud in Thai. So the idea was I'd be trying to practice thinking in Thai each day, and then I'd sort of come and talk about in a vlog, the things that I had thought about during that day. Sort of morphed beyond that to just general thoughts about any kind of topic. So things about learning, things I'm reading. For instance, in Harry Potter, every now and then I'll do my vlog about stuff that's happening in Harry Potter at that time, the bit I've been reading, or other parts of my learning, or just other random topics and stuff like that, things happening in my life and things like that. And that's typically like maybe on average it's maybe like 6 minutes or so, like something like that. But yeah, they've been from between say 2 and I think 20 minutes maybe was the longest, something like that. So that goes online. It's on a separate channel, so not this YouTube channel, but a different channel. I'll put a link in the description below. But because that's an online channel, it's public, that also kind of motivates me to get that done every day as well. And that's not too much time investment that needs to go into that, so it's easy enough for me to keep that and the other habit going. And because I've got this kind of streak idea going, that helps with the motivation to keep those going. So they're the things I have been able to keep up. And yeah, it's hard to say from the incremental daily, incremental daily stuff I do with those. It's hard to sort of say, okay, I'm improving this much or that much. If I go back and look, perhaps over time, for instance, with the videos, I suppose I could probably say, if I compare myself to 6 months ago, have I improved? So yeah, I think there's something there, but it's not super obvious. But I'm confident that I'm definitely improving. It's just kind of slow and it's hard to measure, I suppose. But it's got to be good for the practice, I think, to keep going with some stuff every day. So I'm happy with that. Now, just recently I went back to ChatGPT, like the talking feature within ChatGPT. So they have like there's a few different features that involve the voice, but you can do like an actual conversation type feature as well. So I've been looking at that one for, oh, the light's not very good again, turn back around. Okay, there we go. So I've been using the sort of conversation feature for ChatGPT, and actually my premium account, I sort of let it lapse for ChatGPT, so I'm using the free account, which is a bit dodgy sometimes, kind of just stops randomly, and it takes longer, I think, to process, the files and whatnot. So I did actually try Gemini today for the first time in a long time, and so I was sort of experimenting with that as well. I'm maybe doing not every day, but maybe like most days, and about maybe like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes conversation, and I'm sticking to one topic. So I'm sort of going to see how it works if I just really stick to one topic for a while, and see, because I don't really do much with that topic outside of this chatting with AI type experiment. So it'll be interesting to see how much my knowledge, my understanding, my vocabulary that's specific with this topic grows, and I'll be able to say somewhat confidently that it came from this specific practice I'm doing, because I'm not really doing it any other way. So that, I thought, that could be interesting. So the topic is silatam, so it's like ethics, morality, that sort of stuff, which is kind of a topic I'm interested in, and I do watch videos and stuff on that in English. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So at the moment, I'm in my daily vlog. If you're interested, if you can understand Thai, at least hopefully I'm speaking clearly enough that you can understand me. So usually after I do my chat with a ChatGPT or with AI, I'll come and do my daily video. So at the moment, I've been often talking about the same topic. So if you're interested in that topic, then yeah, feel free to come and look at the daily vlog there, see what I'm saying about it, and offer your own thoughts or add to it. And I've sort of been talking about like thought experiments most recently. So I'll get the AI to suggest a thought experiment that's relevant to this topic, and then we'll just I'll talk about my thoughts. I'll ask the ChatGPT to talk about, the AI to talk about its thoughts, etc. If there's any vocabulary that comes up that's new or whatever, I'll usually try to get it to explain it. So yeah, I found it to be quite a good practice so far. And again, it's not too much time per day. It's easy for me to do it. Don't have to do any like prep work or anything. I just sort of jump in, and yeah, I'm finding it quite good. Beyond that, I've still got some weekly calls that I do, some meetup calls where we do Thai stuff. So I've got the one that I organise that I've been doing now for about 18 months or so, I think. Or yeah, about 18 months. So that's on Zoom on a Sunday night. That's the kind of a language exchange type one. And then on Sunday mornings, I've got another one I join. And then on Wednesday and Thursday nights, or Wednesday or Thursday nights, there's another one that I join sometimes if I've got time. So there's a few different ones throughout the week. And these are kind of group ones. In the past, I'd used sort of HelloTalk to find practice partners, but I haven't been doing as much of that recently. So yeah, Harry Potter, I should say, with my reading there, I'm up to page 110 in book 3. I should probably do a more dedicated video on that at some point, because I've been tracking, every 90 pages or so, I do this thing where I sort of count all the words on the page. I count how many words I know, how many I don't know, how many I kind of know. And that helps me to I just kind of know, what percentage I'm understanding. I guess the relevance there is that in the beginning I was interested in this concept called extensive reading, and they recommend you should know 98% plus of the words in the thing that you're reading in order to be able to get the most benefit from it. And I had a lot of trouble finding Thai sources that were suitable for that, because to really make it work, they can't be just natural texts, or they can't be natural text for sure, because your level would already have to be extremely high, basically your native level, in order to understand 98% of a native text. So the way really it works is that you have to have someone come and write or modify an existing text to be suitable for a certain level. And the way they do that is with like frequency lists. They say like, we're going to make this piece of text suitable for someone who knows, the top 3,000 words in the language. And then this other text is the top 6,000 words, etc. So if you're using that frequency list, you can know that you're going to understand 90% of the words if the top 3,000 from this list. But yeah, there weren't really any graded text like that for Thai. So really the best you can do is, well, there's different strategies, but you can try to use AI, I guess, to write you some text. You can use like children's texts, which are graded to some degree, and you can try to use native texts as well. So I found that I'm sort of all the way through, I'm kind of around the 90% mark. So I'm understanding about 90% of the words. Sometimes it dips below that. Recently I was at 88%, I think, for a page that I just analysed in this book. So that definitely starts to get to the point where it's a little bit difficult to follow. So I think throughout the whole time I've definitely been able to follow the whole plot, like the overall plot of what's going on. But certainly then there's like layers of detail beyond that, right? Like certain like adjectives, I guess, like describing, okay, what did this guy look like? Okay, there's a man standing over there. Oh, but how tall is he? What does he look like? What clothes is he wearing? What's his kind of demeanor, etc., etc. Those are these like layers of detail that you might miss if you don't know all the right words. So, and then in terms of that kind of stuff, layers of detail, like those like adjectives, it's not as important. It kind of helps to build up the world, build up the understanding, so you can sort of picture it in your mind. But it's not so important for the plot of what's going on. But then certainly like verbs are kind of important, and adverbs and nouns, of course, to know more specific things. So I think I have definitely missed things over time, but nothing has been like totally, I've not got to a point where I had like no idea what was going on. So I think the 90%, give or take a few percentage, is enough to get like enough value that it's enjoyable still. But yeah, obviously I want to get a higher percentage and be able to build that up. Other than that, not doing much else. So that's pretty much the extent of the time I've got at the moment. I'd like to start doing some more dedicated time with a teacher again. So I used to use italki to find like one-on-one teachers, both for teaching and just for language practice. So that's kind of in the plans, but yeah, I just don't have the time at the moment to dedicate to it. So that's kind of hopefully soonish in the next few months, let's say, but yeah, don't really know. Yeah, thanks very much for continuing to subscribe and follow what I've been doing, even with the lack of updates. Have any questions or anything, feel free to put them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you. All right, cheers.